Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Some of you might have been thinking this guy's quit, he's just gone, he's left the scene. No, I haven't. My M4 is still here and I'm still here and I'm back. Now, I've been a little bit busy. I've been moving homes and whatnot, which has kept me busy and away from YouTube, but I'm back now. And as you can see behind me, I've got my M4. Now in this video, I'm going to highlight exactly what I've done with the M4 and some plans that we've got going on as well. So I'm going to take this car now for a drive on my favourite country lanes where I love driving this car, and along the way I'm going to give you guys an update as to where I've been, where the car's been, and my future plans with this car, considering I've had it for 3 years and the price of fuel now, which is ridiculous, whether I can still afford to run this car. So yeah, hopefully you'll get the kind of sketch of this vid, and along the way let's have some fun. So I'm not even gonna lie guys, this does feel quite weird trying to get back into it and talking to a camera, because I've not done this for quite a while now, and it just feels really odd because I don't normally have like a sketch at best at times, and to me talking to a camera right now just feels completely odd, but hey ho, we're just gonna carry on and let's see how this pans out. So on to the topic of where have I been. Well, over the last sort of say 6 months or so, I've been moving houses, and in that process I've been redeveloping the house that I moved into. That process in itself has been quite strenuous and time consuming, and it's taken the time that I would commit to YouTube away to actually sorting the house out. So I'm sure some of you guys would appreciate some of that, and those of you that have been kindly getting in touch with me over the last sort of few months asking me what's going on, why haven't you seen a vid, that's been the reason. Now that I am back and that I'm all kind of settled and all of that good stuff, my plans for this car now are as follows. I've recently come back from a 800-mile return trip in this car. I went on a kind of like a long weekend away in this car, and it was flawless. It's made me fall in love with this car because over the last sort of 6 months or so I've not really driven this car. I didn't even daily drive it because I found it pointless to daily drive this car and not enjoy it, if that makes sense. This car is an M4 and it's best enjoyed when you're driving it on back roads, and your commute to work is of such a nature. My commute to work is all kind of city and in and out of traffic, at best averaging like about 10 miles an hour. And although I would like to have done that in this car, it's a bit harsh. This car ride's quite harsh. I have had it lowered as well, so it makes the ride even slightly more crashy as well. But on this 800-mile trip that I did, I got to know the car again, and I started to drive it the way you should and through its different M modes. And you know what, I can't see myself letting go of this car, because about 6 months ago I was really contemplating, and probably more so leaning towards that. That's a very nice classic you might have just seen go past it. About 6 months ago I was really contemplating about let's get rid of the car. The car prices were quite strong as well, and I think if I had, and at that time I think I probably would have let it go, but there was a part of me that was thinking, no, just hold on to it, you probably regret it. And this car is now almost 5 years old, this particular model, and it's only got, well, it's now almost at 21,000 miles. Off that 21,000 miles, 800 of it I did in the last 3-4 days. I don't really drive this car, and when I do drive it I do get a lot of pleasure out of it. So I've now really convinced myself that regardless of however the fuel prices are, I'm going to keep this car as a weekend toy. Then that takes me on to the next point as to what can I do to make sure that this car keeps me engaged for the course of the next 2, 3, 4 years or whatever it might be in this car. And I'm going to come on to that in a little while, but before that I'm going to whack it to my favourite M mode, drop a couple of clogs. The surge is just unreal. I know that if I get rid of this car, there's very few cars that I'll be able to get back into that would fit this type of a let's say finance package for argument's sake, and affordability and all of that good stuff. So why replace something if it's not broke, you know, or just for the sake of changing it or selling? That's what I've missed in the last 6 months. Unbelievable. So what exactly am I going to do to this car that's going to keep me content for the next, you know, I don't know, couple of years? Well, I'm going to try and make this a bit more special. For those of you that have been watching my content on my M4 over the time I've owned it, you will already know that, you know, some of the tweaks that I've done to this car are as follows. Firstly, I had the car lowered and spaced, so it's sitting on 20mm all around with 12mm spaces on the front and 15 on the rear. It's had like all the GTS flashes done to the gearbox, the diff, etc., the steering, the dampers and whatnot, courtesy of Z Coding. Everyone knows who he is. And then I've had the car boot modded to a stage 1, and only recently, like on the weekend I think gone, I was just chilling out with one of my friends, and I bumped into a very nice chap who also had like M4 convertible, and he had just picked his up, and he was, I think, already trying to get some ideas as to, you know, how to make that jerky gearbox a bit more drivable and all of that good stuff. So, you know, hopefully I gave him some good tips as well in person, and, you know, it was a very nice catch up with someone that actually recognized me from my channel, which was quite good. And that's always something to, you know, to be humbled about. This thing literally flies. It's so addictive. That's the thing about this car. I mean, every time I kind of get myself thinking about getting out of this car and into something else, I kind of think, well, what's the point? I'm getting all of that emotion, I'm getting all of that performance in this car. I really don't see myself getting out of this and into something else, you know, for something that might be just slightly faster or just slightly more of a thrill. I just can't justify that. Anyway, before I get carried away, so there are a few things that I am going to be doing to this car to make it a bit more personable, and a few of those are going to be more sort of cosmetic looks. I want this car to be individual to me. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with like some wrap job or anything like that, but I'm going to make it a little bit more appealing visually, inside and out, that whenever I kind of like get in the car or, you know, giving the car a wash, I kind of look at it and say, yes, it's looking pretty good. I'm not going to disclose much of what's going to happen. I've got some of the parts already on order, and a lot of that content is going to start flowing through. Now, some of you guys might already know what I'm going to be doing to this car, because I've already mentioned it. Others, you'll have to just wait. But overall, I think it's going to be quite a nice kind of like a series that I'm going to start developing on this car. Power wise, I'm not really going to touch it. Like I say, it's already had a boot mode, it's stage 1 map on it, so I'm quite happy with the way the car's performing. I think it's pushing about 530, 540 horsepower. I'll throw my last vid that I did on the dyno in the description and on the screen up here right now for you guys. So I think I have no issues with that. In terms of, like, say, fuel economy, I might as well just touch on that right now anyway. When I did my 800-mile journey, that was a mix of roads, country roads, motorways, etc, etc. It cost me about 2 full tanks, and on each tank, you know, I was getting around about 400 miles. So, you know, each full tank, it was roughly around about 100 quid, thereabouts, or something like that. You know, and the thing is, it then made me kind of appreciate this car as well a little bit more, because when you want it to be economical, it actually is. And I'll be honest, on those country lanes, you know, like when I was driving on the 800-mile journey, you know, I wasn't being frugal with it at all, and it was still returning, you know, almost 400 miles to a tank. So, you know, that in my book is pretty decent. So guys, I do hope that you found this return to my YouTube channel vid enjoyable to watch. I am gonna try and make more vids on this M4. Like I say, I've got some parts on order and some that have already arrived, which I'm going to start bolting onto this car just to make it a little bit more personal. And I hope that you do continue supporting my channel, continue, you know, supporting this journey as well on my M4. And hopefully guys, I'll see you very shortly on the next vid. Take care, bye bye.